Good morning, gladiators. It is Thursday, September 3rd. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to click on week of August 31st to September 4th. You're going to locate your folder for Thursday. So for today, we're going to be learning about types of maps. So please make sure you're coming into your Zoom because we will be talking a lot about this and it has some information that you definitely need to know, okay, for your activity. So the most important thing before you get started with the map is you always want to make sure you look at the title of a map. That's the number one thing you should always do. Okay. Now going forward, when you work on your activity, sometimes the title of the map will give you some information about the type of map that you're looking at. There's going to be times when there is not information. So you have to use your social studies skills to investigate the type of map that it is. Okay. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. So you have a political map. A political map, it shows human-made boundaries. So this is the countries, the states, the cities. This is something that humans made, right? So think of the map. It was all at one time. It was all land. We've talked about this, I think, a couple of days ago. This was all land, right? And then over time, the different countries started coming and colonizing. So they claimed territory. So whoever won that land, that became their territory, and then they split it. Okay, so of course they're gonna name it, right? Just like we name everything. So they named the different cities and the different states and the different countries. So that would be a political map. A physical map, think of it like this. So when you were born, you have arms and legs and eyes, a head, a neck, right? Your fingers. Those are your physical features. Well, think of it like this. The earth, when the earth was born, it was also born with physical features. It was born with mountains and peninsulas and deltas and tributaries and oceans and seas and lakes and rivers. Those are the body parts of the world, right? Of the earth. So that would be the physicality of the earth. So we call that a physical map. The physical map just shows us the natural features of the land, okay, what it was born with. A thematic map shows us the theme. Okay, you could as we go forward, I'm going to show you how to break down certain words so you can have a better idea what you're learning. Typically, if we would spell theme, you would have THEM, and I would put an E here. But thematic kind of sounds like theme, so it's basically showing some information about that map. What is going on in that map? It could be maybe talking about climates, seasons. It could be talking about population density. It could be talking about language or reading or the amount of people that vote, the amount of people that play sports in that country. It could be so many different things, but it's basically only focusing on the theme. Okay? You may see cities and states, but that doesn't mean that it's political. So what you would want to look at your key, and your key will give you some information. Then you have a mental map. Now, this is really important because on Monday, we're going to give you your first major grade. That's a project on a mental map. Okay. And we'll give you the rubric then, explain a little bit further. So a mental map is your perception of a location, right? It's an internal map that you use in your head on how to receive and how to give directions. So for example, if I were to say, someone, Miss Martinez, how do you get to school? I can say, oh, I go down I turn from my subdivision, I turn right on Bandera Road. I go down Bandera Road, maybe about half a mile. Then I pass a light, and then I go under the highway. Then I make a left on the feeder. You guys call it access road on the feeder, and I go up the access road. I pass the HEB, I pass the Panera, I pass Las Palapas and Starbucks and the Ferris Stadium. I think that's what it's called, Ferris Stadium. Then I go to the light, and that light is called Hausman. Then I cross Hausman. I go maybe another mile, and then I make a left on Kyle Seal. Then I go up Kyle Seal, and I pass a bunch of land, both on the right and both on the left. And as I keep getting closer and closer to the school, over on the left, there's a bunch of subdivisions. But if you go, then you're going to cross a light. If you cross that light, your campus is going to be on the right hand side, and then I turn right into the campus. So here what I'm doing is I'm giving someone directions on how I get to school, right? How I see it in my head. So as I'm giving the directions, you're starting to use your mental map and you're starting to kind of see what I'm saying. Okay, so we're going to talk a lot about that on Monday. So please make sure you are signed in on Monday. All right, so on your own, you're going to work on your types of maps activity. So then we're going to go back to Thursday, and you're going to click on types of map activity. Now remember, the first thing you should always do is you should always look at the title of the map. The title of the map is going to give you a lot of information. But also remember that there's going to be times when there's not going to be any titles on the map, right? So you're going to have to use your social studies strategies to try to analyze that map. And just go back to the slides and look at what 4 things you need to look for, okay, in order to determine. For the most part, here's your title, here's some information. So you're going to look at the map to try to determine what type of map this is. Occasionally, your map answers will be in the key on the title. Okay. So again, use your social study strategies to try to determine the type of map. So like this map, there is no title here. So you have to look at the map in detail to try to figure out what this map is. Okay, this has a title, no title. This is talking about Africa, but what is it trying to tell us about Africa? Okay, what type of map is this? Same thing here. No title. There is a title here. No title. So this map can be a little tricky, right? It can be. But if you use your skills, you'll be able to figure it out. No title. And this one kind of gives you the idea of what this map is. All right, that is it. That's all you're working on today. So please remember to come into your Zoom because we're going to go into further information and further explanation about what we are learning about today. Okay, it's important because you will be doing a lot of map activities all year round. So it's important that you know your maps. All right, my angels, we will see you soon.